Jinwoo had always liked quiet places, and the small research outpost on the edge of human territory gave him plenty of that. The outpost circled a rocky moon that had more storms than visitors, and most days passed with nothing more exciting than checking power lines and repairing old machines. Jinwoo did not mind. He enjoyed stable routines, and he enjoyed working with his hands. On this day, the silence felt heavier than usual. The metal halls hummed with low power, and the only sound Jinwoo heard was his own breathing inside his helmet as he walked along the outer platform. He examined a panel that kept failing every few days. He tightened 2 bolts, wiped dust from the sensors, and made a note to replace one cable later. He lifted his head to check the sky. The moon's surface stretched out below the platform in sharp ridges and deep craters. Above it, the stars looked still and cold, like small lights too far away to care about anything happening here. Jinwoo sighed softly and turned to leave. Then the sky changed. A flash of blue and silver tore across the darkness, moving so fast that Jinwoo almost thought it was his imagination. He froze, watching the bright streak twist like a comet. But comets did not make sharp turns. Comets did not glow in strange colors that pulsed like a heartbeat. Whatever this was, it was heading toward the moon. Jinwoo felt the platform tremble beneath him as a distant impact shook the surface. Dust rose like a gray cloud, spreading out in a heavy wave. Alarms began ringing inside his helmet, warning of a seismic disturbance. He stared at the place where the object had fallen. There, beyond the ridges, he could see faint light flickering. It looked like a ship, but not like any human ship he had ever seen. Jinwoo quickly reported the crash to the outpost's central system, then guided a rover toward the impact site. As he approached, the light grew brighter. The silver hull of a small craft was half buried in the ground, smoke rising from broken vents. Its shape was smooth, almost organic, without the sharp edges human designs used. He stepped off the rover and approached carefully. The ship made soft clicking noises as metal cooled. A faint hiss escaped a crack in the side, and Jinwoo stopped. If the engine was unstable, the whole craft could explode. Before he could retreat, a panel slid open. A soft glow spilled out, and a figure stepped forward, stumbling slightly. Jinwoo's breath caught in his throat. It was a woman, or at least she looked like one. Her skin had a faint silver tone that shimmered under the moon's light. Her hair flowed like strands of white fire, drifting even though there was no wind. Her eyes were large and bright, a deep violet color that shifted with tiny sparks. She raised her head and looked at him. The corners of her mouth lifted into a smile, one that was far too happy for someone who had just crashed. "You are human," she said. Her voice was musical and light, almost like a bell. "Finally, I meet a human at last." Jinwoo blinked several times. He opened his mouth, but no words came out. He had seen alien species before, in reports and broadcasts, but this was different. This one stood less than 10 steps from him. This one was speaking directly to him. The woman took another step forward, and Jinwoo raised his hand instinctively. "Wait, are you hurt? Your ship. It crashed." She paused, then looked back at the ruined craft. "Yes, unfortunate, but worth it." She looked at him again, smiling even more brightly. "You are Jinwoo, correct?" Jinwoo stiffened. "How do you know my name?" "I researched humans," she said simply, as if it were normal. "Your outpost records were easy to read." Jinwoo let out a slow breath. "You accessed our system?" "Yes. I wanted to know who lived here. I hoped it would be a human male." "I am pleased it is you." Jinwoo felt his face warm, though confusion quickly pushed the feeling away. "Why does it matter if I'm human? Why did you come here?" The woman tilted her head as if the answer was obvious. "I like humans, and I like you." Jingwu almost dropped his toolkit. You, like me? We just met, yes? Her eyes sparkled as if she were very proud of that fact. It is exciting, is it not? Jingwu rubbed the back of his helmet, trying to understand. He had dealt with broken machines, unpredictable storms, and old wiring that shocked him at least twice a week. But nothing prepared him for this. Let's start with your name, he said carefully. I'm Jinwu. And you are? She straightened her posture, placing one hand over her chest. I am Areli. Areli, Jinwu repeated softly. Are you able to walk? Should I help you back to the outpost? Areli nodded eagerly. Yes, I would like to see how humans live. I want to observe everything. I want to stay close to you. This last part made Jinwu cough in surprise. Close to me? Yes, I chose you. You are calm. You have steady hands. You do not shout like the others in the recordings. Her voice grew warm and bright. You seem? Good. Jinwu felt a strange mix of worry and embarrassment. He had never imagined an alien would describe him like that. All right, he said slowly. Let's take things one step at a time. First, we should get you inside. Your ship looks too damaged to repair out here. Areli glanced at the wreck, but shrugged gently. It served its purpose. Jingwu stared at her. Its purpose was to crash? I wanted to reach you quickly, she said. This moon's atmosphere was unstable. I miscalculated slightly. Slightly? Jingwu muttered under his breath. Still, despite his confusion, he guided her into the rover. Areli examined everything with bright curiosity, seatbelts, buttons, even the fabric of the seats. When Jingwu started driving, she leaned close, watching his hands carefully. You operate machines in such an interesting way, she said. It is simple, but elegant. Jingwu cleared his throat and tried to focus on the path. Thank you. I guess. When they reached the outpost, the doors opened with a hiss. The interior lights flickered slightly, and Areli looked around with wonder. So this is human space, she whispered. I like it already. Jinwu removed his helmet and watched her take in every detail. For a moment, he forgot that a mysterious alien woman had declared she liked him within minutes of meeting him. Instead, he saw someone fascinated, someone sincere. He walked to a table and placed his tools down. We need to get you checked for injuries. Then we can talk about contacting your people. Areli touched a glowing panel on the wall, examining the texture. There is no need to call them yet. I wish to stay here for a while. She turned to him with soft but intense eyes. I came to learn about humans. I came because I wanted to meet one. Now that I found you, it is even better than I imagined. Jingwu swallowed. He could not tell if this was going to make his life much harder, or much stranger, or both. But he could tell one thing for certain. This quiet outpost was no longer going to be quiet at all. Areli adjusted quickly to life inside the human outpost, much faster than Jinwu expected. On her first morning there, she explored every hallway, touched every surface, and asked Jinwu at least 20 questions before he even finished checking the power grid. She moved with light steps, almost floating, and her eyes shined whenever she discovered something new. Jinwu tried his best to keep up with her curiosity. He explained basic human habits, how they stored food, how they cleaned the floors, even how they used chairs. Areli found chairs very interesting. She sat, stood, leaned, and spun in them until Jinwu worried she might break one by accident. But every time he looked her way, she smiled as if the world was full of wonders. When Jinwu prepared breakfast, Areli stood beside him, watching every small movement. She leaned close, too close, following the motion of his hands as he mixed the ingredients. Humans eat so often, she said, amazed. You need fuel many times a day. I like watching you prepare it. I just cook simple things, Jinwoo said, placing food on a tray. Areli looked at the tray with excitement. She picked up a piece and examined it like a rare gemstone. So this is human food. Can I try it? That's why I made extra, Jinwoo replied. She took a bite. Her eyes widened, then sparkled even more than usual. It has flavor. Many flavors. It is warm. It is soft. It is wonderful. Jinwoo laughed softly at her reaction. It's just breakfast. It is amazing, she declared with full seriousness. You made it. That makes it special. Jinwoo almost choked on his own food. Areli seemed to enjoy making him flustered without even realizing it. After breakfast, she followed him to the workshop area. Jinwoo checked wires, cleaned sensors, recorded results. Areli stayed close, sometimes quiet, sometimes full of questions. Why do humans build machines that break? She asked. Because we're still learning, Jinwoo answered. Your species is young, Areli said softly. But you try so hard. That is why humans are interesting. Jinwoo paused from his work and looked at her. Why do you like humans so much? Areli tapped a finger lightly on her chin, thinking. Your people feel emotion strongly. You grow and change. You dream. My people evolved far ahead, but we lost something along the way. We do not dream as humans do. She tilted her head and looked directly into his eyes. And you, Jinwoo, you feel calm but warm. You care about your work. You care about others quietly. When I saw your records, I felt something new. Jinwoo set his tools down. Records? You mean you looked at my personal logs? Areli's smile stayed bright. Yes, that's not really polite, he said gently. She blinked, confused. I wanted to know you. Jinwoo rubbed his forehead slowly. Areli, humans have privacy. We don't read each other's personal things without permission. Areli opened her mouth, then closed it. She looked thoughtful for the first time since arriving. Privacy. I see. That is important to humans. Yes, Jinwoo said. Then I will respect it, she said, nodding firmly. Thank you for teaching me. That small moment made Jinwoo relax. She was strange, but she listened. She learned fast. Later that day, while Jinwoo repaired an old terminal, he noticed Areli sitting nearby, watching him closely, but this time she kept a respectful distance. Can you tell me more about human families? She asked. Jinwoo wiped dust from his gloves. What do you want to know? You said humans marry. They make bonds, she said. How does it work? Jinwoo choked on his own breath for the second time that day. Why do you want to know that? Areli's expression was innocent. I told you I like you. I wish to understand how humans choose a partner. Jinwoo felt heat rise in his face. Areli, humans don't choose someone just because they like how they look or because they read their records. People spend time together. They learn about each other slowly. They trust each other. It takes time. A lot of time. Areli leaned forward slightly. Time. So if I stay and we spend time together, does that make bonding possible? Jinwoo stammered. Not exactly. I mean maybe. But it's more complicated. She nodded seriously. Then I want to understand. I will study human bonding. Jinwoo sighed. That's not what I meant. Areli's eyes glowed softly, filled with hope. But I want to try. I want to understand your ways. I chose you because you feel safe. You feel right. Jinwoo did not know how to answer that. He turned back to his work, but his hands felt unsteady. Areli noticed. You are uncomfortable. I'm just surprised, he admitted. She nodded. I will be careful. The day continued with small moments, like that Areli learning. Jinwoo explaining, both of them slowly adjusting to each other's presence. In the evening, Jinwoo checked the communication module, preparing to send a report to Human Command. Areli watched him from across the room. "You are telling them about me," she said calmly. "I have to," Jinwoo replied. "It's protocol. A first contact event is important." Areli lowered her gaze. "Will they take me away?" Jinwoo paused. "Maybe not, but they will want to ask you questions." Areli looked up again, her eyes filled with something gentle but strong. "I want to stay. I want to understand you more." Jinwoo felt a soft tug in his chest. She looked fragile in that moment, even though she was clearly powerful. "We'll figure it out," he said quietly. Areli smiled again, relaxed. "Then I am not worried." That night, while Jinwoo tried to organize files at his desk, Areli sat across from him, watching him work with quiet focus. The room felt peaceful in a strange way. He did not feel alone. After a while, she spoke softly. "Do humans enjoy music?" "Yes," Jinwoo said. "A lot. Can you show me?" Jinwoo opened a small player and let a gentle melody fill the room. Areli froze, listening as if hearing the sound of stars being born. "This is beautiful," she whispered. "It feels like emotion made into sound." "That's music," Jinwoo said. Areli sat silently for a long time, letting the music soak into the air. "Humans create such warm things," she finally said. "I think I came to the right place." Jinwoo looked at her. She was glowing faintly, as if the music lit something inside her. He finally understood something. She wasn't just interested in humans. She was fascinated by life itself, by growth, emotion, and connection. He wondered what the next days would bring. She made everything unpredictable, but she also made everything feel new. As the music slowed, Areli rested her hands on the table and watched him with soft eyes. "Jinwoo," she said quietly, "thank you for letting me stay close to you." Jinwoo felt a warmth he couldn't hide. "You're welcome, Areli." And for the first time, he didn't feel confused or nervous. He felt something simple and clear. He liked having her there. The next few days became strange for Jinwoo in ways he could never have imagined. Life at the outpost was usually slow and predictable, but now every morning brought something new, because Areli kept trying to understand human affection in her own unusual ways. She worked hard to show Jinwoo how much she liked him, even though she did not fully understand human customs. And every attempt surprised him more than the last. On the first morning, Jinwoo woke up to a humming sound in the hallway. When he stepped out of his small room, he froze. The entire corridor glowed with soft blue light, the old walls repaired and polished until they looked almost new. All the broken panels had been replaced with smooth metal he didn't recognize. Areli stood in the middle of the hall, smiling proudly. "Good morning, Jinwoo. I upgraded your home." Jinwoo blinked several times. "You upgraded the entire outpost?" "Yes," she said. "Humans value comfort, and I want you to be comfortable. I fixed everything while you slept." Jinwoo walked forward, touching the new panels carefully. They were warm to the touch and responded to his fingers with a soft glow. It must have taken incredible technology to rebuild so much in one night. "Areli," he said slowly, "you can't do this without permission. Humans have rules. We follow maintenance plans. We don't change everything overnight. People will ask questions." Areli's smile faded a little. "But I wanted to make you happy. This is how my people show devotion." Jinwoo softened his voice. "I know you meant well, but human affection isn't about big gestures. It's about small, honest moments. You don't need to rebuild everything for me." Areli looked confused, but she nodded. "I will learn." But the next day, she tried again. Jinwoo was checking the mineral scanner outside when Areli approached him with something wrapped in cloth. She held it out to him as if it were something fragile. "I brought you a gift," she said. "What kind of gift?" Jinwoo asked. She unwrapped the cloth and revealed a glowing crystal that shimmered with gold and blue light. Jinwoo felt his breath stop. He recognized it. It was a rare mineral worth more than the entire outpost. "Areli," he whispered. "Where did you get this?" "From a cave under the moon's surface," she said simply. "You once told me humans like valuable things. So I found the most valuable thing on this moon." Jinwoo shook his head quickly. "This is too much. Humans don't give gifts like this. This could cause big problems with the authorities. People will think something dangerous is happening." Areli tilted her head. "But I wanted to show you that I am serious about you." Jinwoo exhaled slowly. "Areli, affection isn't measured by price. You don't need to bring me treasure." Areli looked at the crystal, then wrapped it again and set it aside gently. "I tried another method. It was wrong too." Jinwoo gave her a small smile. "You're learning. That's enough." But the biggest surprise came on the third day. Jinwoo was repairing a damaged panel when a message flashed on the main screen. It wasn't from Human Command. It wasn't from any nearby outpost. It was from a RELI. The message said, "I declare my intent to claim a life mate." Jinwoo stared at the screen in horror. "Areli?" When she appeared behind him, her expression was full of pride. "My people announced their bonds publicly. It is our way. I wish to follow tradition." Jinwoo turned to her, panicked. "You sent this to every ship in orbit. Human Command is going to see this." Areli blinked. "Is it not good? I am showing my commitment." Jinwoo rubbed his forehead. "Humans don't claim people. We choose each other slowly. And we don't send announcements after only a few days." Areli's face fell. "I keep doing things wrong." Jinwoo saw how her shoulders lowered, how her glowing hair dimmed slightly. She wasn't trying to make trouble. She was trying too hard. He stepped closer and spoke more gently. "Areli, listen. Human affection isn't about grand actions. It's about understanding each other. It's about trust. You don't need to prove anything." She looked up at him again. "But I feel so much. I feel it strongly. I do not know how to hold it quietly." Jinwoo smiled softly. "That's okay. We take it slowly, step by step." Areli nodded, her eyes worn again. "I will try." But things became complicated soon after. Human authorities sent a message demanding a report. They wanted to know why alien signals were coming from the outpost. They wanted to know who had sent an interspecies bonding announcement. Jinwoo felt his stomach twist as he read the message. He looked at Areli. She sat quietly nearby, watching him with worried eyes. "Areli," he said gently, "they will want to meet you." "Will they take me away?" she asked softly. "I don't know yet," Jinwoo admitted. She lowered her gaze, her voice almost a whisper. "I only wanted to understand humans. I only wanted to understand you." Jinwoo felt a tug in his chest again. She wasn't dangerous, at least not on purpose. She was sincere and curious, and she wanted to be close to him for reasons he still didn't fully understand. He reached out and placed a hand lightly on her shoulder. "We'll get through this, together." Her eyes widened slightly at his touch. She looked at his hand, then at his face, and she smiled softly. "I like when you do that," she said quietly. Jinwoo removed his hand slowly, feeling a little embarrassed. "Let's focus on solving the situation first." Areli nodded and stood. "Then I will help. I will not cause more trouble." For the rest of the day, she stayed close but calm, watching Jinwoo work without interfering. She asked fewer questions, and when she spoke, her voice was softer and more thoughtful. It was clear she was trying hard to follow human customs. Later that evening, Jinwoo walked into the dining area and found Aralai sitting on a chair, staring at the floor. Her expression was serious. "Areli?" he asked. She lifted her head slowly. "Jinwoo, am I making your life harder?" He hesitated. "It's complicated. I do not want to be a burden," she said softly. "I want to be someone who brings warmth, not trouble." Jinwoo sat across from her. "You're not a burden. You're just new to our ways. You're learning. And you're trying. That matters." Areli's eyes softened. "I am happy to hear that." Jinwoo leaned back slightly. "Just don't announce anything else to the galaxy, okay?" Areli let out a small laugh, one that sounded like gentle chimes. "I promise." The sound eased something inside Jinwoo Dot. As the night grew quiet, Jinwoo worked on preparing a report for human command. Areli sat nearby, watching him write. Every so often, she glanced at him with a look he was beginning to understand warmth, mixed with curiosity. She wasn't just fascinated by humans. She was drawn to him, and even though Jinwoo still wasn't sure how to handle it, he couldn't deny something. He didn't want her to leave, not anymore. The next day felt heavy from the moment Jinwoo woke up. He checked the outpost systems and saw something unusual on the monitor. There was a strange pattern in the readings, large energy waves moving under the moon's surface, growing stronger and more unstable every hour. Jinwoo frowned, leaning closer to the screen. He had never seen readings like this. Areli entered the room quietly, her silver hair glowing softly. "You look worried," she said. Jinwoo pointed at the screen. "There's a problem under the surface. Something big is happening." Areli stepped closer and studied the data. Her eyes narrowed with focus. "This is not normal. The moon's core is shifting. If it continues, it may collapse." Jinwoo's heart tightened. If the core collapses, the outpost will be destroyed, and the human stations nearby might also be affected. Areli turned to him with calm determination. "I will handle it. My people can stabilize planetary cores." Jinwoo shook his head quickly. "Areli, this is dangerous. You shouldn't go alone." But Areli straightened her posture, her voice firm. "I must. I want to prove that I am worthy. I want to show you that I can protect the things important to you." Jinwoo froze at her words. She wasn't just trying to show her power. She was trying to prove something to him, something grand and unnecessary. "Areli," Jinwoo said softly, "you don't need to do something dangerous to prove anything. Staying safe matters more." Areli looked at him with sad eyes. "But every time I try to show my feelings, I make mistakes. This time, I can do something good. Something right." Jinwoo stepped closer. "Then let me come with you. We face this together." Areli blinked slowly, as if surprised. "Together?" Jinwoo nodded. "Partnership isn't about showing strength alone. It's about helping each other. That's what humans believe." Areli's expression softened. "If we go together, I accept." They prepared quickly. Jinwoo gathered tools and equipment. Areli formed a protective field around them before they traveled toward the deepest section of the moon's surface using the rover. The ground trembled lightly as they drove, as if the moon itself was warning them. When they reached the entrance to a large fissure, Jinwoo felt a strong heat rising from the depths. The air shook with low rumbling, and the ground cracked like dry earth. "It's worse than I thought," Jinwoo said. Areli placed a hand on his shoulder. "Stay close to me." They entered the fissure, following the bright cracks glowing under their feet. Areli's light surrounded them like a protective bubble. Jinwoo felt the pressure rise as they went deeper, the heat pushing against them. Finally, they reached a large open chamber where the core energy pulsed like a giant heartbeat. Streams of bright light twisted dangerously, crashing against the stone walls with loud bursts. Jinwoo stared in shock. How do we fix this? Areli stepped forward. I will calm the energy. You must stabilize the rock plates with your tools. Jinwoo tightened his gloves. Just tell me what to do. Areli closed her eyes, her body glowing brighter. A soft hum filled the chamber as she raised her hands. The wild energy stream slowed slightly, as if listening to her. Now, she said. Jinwoo rushed to the control platform built by the old mining crews. He used every tool he had, tightening clamps, adjusting stabilizers, and setting energy dampeners. The ground shook violently as the core resisted. Areli! He shouted. The energy is pushing back. Areli's glow flickered as she struggled. I am holding it. Keep going. Jinwoo's heart pounded. Sweat dripped down his face as he worked. He forced clamps shut, hammered plates into place, and activated old stabilizers that had not worked in years. The chamber trembled hard enough to knock him off balance. A crack opened under his feet, and Jinwoo gasped as he slipped. Areli's energy shot forward, catching him before he fell into the glowing depths. Be careful, she said, her voice shaking. Jinwoo took a deep breath. I'm fine. I'm still here. He climbed back up, refusing to stop. Areli focused again, her glow increasing until the whole chamber shone like a small sun. Jinwoo activated the final stabilizer, and the ground slowly stopped shaking. The wild energy streams calmed, shrinking into soft waves that flowed back into the core. Areli lowered her hands and let out a long breath. The chamber became quiet. We did it, Jinwoo said. Areli turned to him, her expression full of relief and warmth. Yes, together. But before they could rest, a loud communication alert echoed from Jinwoo's device. He checked the message. His eyes widened. Areli, he said, your people are coming. They detected the energy disturbance. Areli fell silent. Her glow dimmed slightly. They will take me away. Jinwoo swallowed. Maybe we can talk to them. Maybe you can stay. Areli gave a soft smile. My people do not understand staying in one place. They do not form bonds easily. They may not understand my choice. But it's your choice, Jinwoo said. Areli reached out and touched his hand lightly. Her touch was warm, soft, and gentle. I wanted to show you that I can stand beside you, that I can face danger with you. And today, we did. Jinwoo felt his heartbeat quicken. He squeezed her hand gently. I'm glad you were here. Areli's eyes glowed faintly. If I must leave, I want you to know something. Helping you today made me feel something strong and bright. I do not want to lose that. Jinwoo's voice was quiet. Then don't leave. Areli looked at him, her expression soft and full of emotion. I will try. But my people are difficult. When they returned to the surface, the sky shimmered with distant lights. A large alien ship approached silently, descending toward the outpost. Areli watched it with calm eyes, but Jinwoo saw the sadness in them. He stepped closer to her. Whatever happens, you're not alone. Areli looked up at him, hope shining in her violet eyes. Thank you. Jinwoo, she whispered. The ship descended through the clouds, bright and silent, and Jinwoo knew the next moments would change everything. The large alien ship hovered above the outpost, like a silent star. Its surface shined with silver light, smooth and perfect. Jinwoo stood beside Areli, watching the ship descend slowly. The air felt heavy, almost still, as if the moment itself was holding its breath. Areli kept her hands folded in front of her, but Jinwoo could see tension in the way her fingers trembled. Her glow dimmed and brightened in small waves, showing her worry. When the ship finally landed, a soft ramp extended downward. 3 figures stepped out. They looked similar to Areli, tall, graceful, and glowing softly, but their expressions, were calm and unreadable. One of them spoke with a voice that sounded like flowing water. "Areli, we have come to retrieve you." Areli stepped forward slowly. "I am here, but I do not wish to return yet." The alien leader blinked once, a sign of confusion. "You have been gone longer than expected. You sent strange signals to this region. You caused worry." Areli lowered her head slightly. "I learned many things. I am still learning." The leader looked at Jinwoo briefly before returning his gaze to Areli. "This human, he is part of the reason you stayed." "Yes," Areli answered honestly. Jinwoo's breath caught. He didn't expect her to say it so simply. The second alien stepped forward. "Humans are young. They feel strongly. Their lives are short. Why stay with one?" Areli's voice softened. "Because I feel something strong, too." The leader studied her carefully. "You wish to form a bond with a human?" Areli nodded. "Yes." Jinwoo felt warmth rise in his face. He wasn't sure what to say, but he stepped closer to her anyway. The leader turned to Jinwoo. "Human, do you accept her bond?" Jinwoo swallowed. His heart beat fast, but not from fear. "I care about her. I want her to stay. But humans take time. We learn things slowly. We grow slowly. Bonds come from understanding each other step by step." The alien leader remained silent for several seconds. Areli watched him closely, her hands tight at her sides. Finally, the leader spoke. "You choose a slow path." Jinwoo nodded. "It's the human way." Areli looked at him with warm eyes. "I accept that path." The leader tilted his head slightly, as if listening to a distant sound only he could hear. Then he spoke again. "Areli, your choices are yours. If you choose to stay with the human, we will not force you to return. But know that your path will be different from ours." Areli smiled softly. "I understand." The second alien asked, "Will you return someday?" Areli's eyes shifted to Jinwoo for a moment, then back to the aliens. "Perhaps. When I understand more. When I grow more. But not now." The leader stepped back and nodded. "Then your path begins here. Learn, grow, understand." Areli bowed her head. "Thank you." The three aliens turned and walked back toward their ship. Before entering, the leader paused and looked at Jinwoo. "Human," he said, "her heart is bright. Be careful with it." Jinwoo bowed lightly. "I will." The ship rose slowly, glowing like a soft star. It ascended into the sky until it became nothing but a quiet light in the distance. When it disappeared completely, Areli let out a long breath and turned to Jinwoo. Her shoulders relaxed, and her glow softened into a calm, gentle light. "I chose to stay," she said quietly. Jinwoo nodded. "I'm glad." She stepped closer. "You said humans take time. I want to take that time with you." Jinwoo smiled. "We can start with simple things." Areli's eyes brightened. "Like what?" "Like walking," he said. "Talking. Learning about each other. Sharing small moments." Areli looked thoughtful, her expression warm. "That sounds peaceful." They began walking back toward the outpost. The moon's surface was calm now, no longer shaking from the energy disturbance. A soft wind brushed across the rocks, carrying dust that sparkled in Areli's light. Inside the outpost, the quiet rooms felt different, lighter, almost warm. Jinwoo placed his tools on the table as Areli moved around the room, touching things gently, as if she were seeing everything for the first time again. "I want to understand your habits," she said. "All of them." Jinwoo chuckled softly. "We have many. It might take a long time." Areli looked pleased. "Good. More time with you?" Jinwoo sat down and began checking the system logs. Areli sat across from him, watching him work just like she had before. But now her expression was softer, calmer. After a moment, she spoke. Jinwoo, today, when you reached for me in the chamber, I felt something new. I liked it very much. Jinwoo paused his typing. Aurelie. She leaned forward slightly. Humans feel bond through touch, yes? Well? Sometimes, Jinwoo answered, feeling his face warm. Aurelie smiled and placed her hand gently over his. Her touch was warm and light, like holding a small beam of soft light. I want to understand that feeling more, she said. Jinwoo didn't pull away. Instead, he turned his hand slightly and held hers more firmly. We can learn together. Aurelie's glow brightened in a soft pulse. She looked deeply into his eyes. Then I am happy. They stayed like that for a moment, quiet, calm, connected. Later that evening, Aurelie walked to the observation window and stared at the stars. Jinwoo joined her. You miss your people? He asked. Sometimes, she said. But right now, I feel something new. Something that makes staying worth it. Jinwoo looked at her glowing face, at the soft way she watched the stars. He felt something warm spread through his chest. You're not alone here, he said. Aurelie turned to him slowly. I know. The night outside was silent. The outpost lights flickered softly, and Aurelie's glow reflected in the glass. She reached out and took Jinwoo's hand again. More confidently this time. I do not need big actions anymore, she said gently. I understand now. Small moments are powerful too. Jinwoo squeezed her hand lightly. They are. Together, they stood side by side, looking out at the stars, two beings from different worlds, learning to walk the same path. Their story was just beginning.